Hello everybody, my name is Ivan. I'm an electrical engineer currently working in Thailand. I have a bachelor's degree in electrical and electronics engineering as well as a master's degree in renewable energy. I am really excited to be a part of this conference. I am very glad to be involved. The theme for this conference is exploring innovative theories and practices for technological, cultural and societal advancements. My talk is going to be about technology. It's going to be focused on technology and the relevancy of technology in the sustainability of innovation. If we are to talk about technology, we also need to talk about energy, because energy is a very crucial drive to technology. Without energy or power, as you may say it, we cannot have technology. Energy, power turns on technology. Energy comes in two different forms. And we also need to focus on how we can harness the sources of energy around us. The two forms of energy are either fossil fuel or non-fossil fuel, the latter being renewable energy sources, meaning they can never be depleted. Examples could be solar, wind, geothermal, peat, hydro, and so on and so forth. The advantages of renewable energy are so many. First, it's cheap. Two, it's easy to harness. Three, it's forever. Four, it's free. It's free from God. On the other hand, fossil fuels, for example, oil and coal, present a lot of disadvantages. One, they're very harmful to the environment. Two, they are not, cannot be used forever. They will soon deplete and will be used up. For example, oil. In a few years' time, research tells us that it will be depleted, it will be completely out. A very common example is Dubai. Their oil deposits have run out. So now the government of Dubai has turned to other sources of revenue like tourism. Besides the point, we ought to address our renewable sources as an advantage. In a turn of events, technology is also very crucial to energy. With recent advancements in technology, we have seen easier and better methods for energy distribution, energy generation, energy transmission, energy usability, as well as optimization of energy to the last user. With all that energy gives to us, we need to give back. We need to conserve energy so that it doesn't go to waste. There are three different forms I think we can conserve energy. First, we need to be disciplined. Disciplined in a way that we turn off lights, for example, when not in use. The second way is being vigilant with the energy around us. The third way is purchasing or buying energy efficient gadgets like energy saving bulbs, energy saving fridges, and so on. Now let's talk about employment opportunities connected to technology and energy. These two fields provide a wide employment base. For example, teachers, energy researchers, lecturers about energy, energy specialists, power plant designers, people who design, for example, hydropower plants, solar wind farms, etc. With all these opportunities offering a very high annual salary. Some of the most common examples of renewable energy sources that we have around us are solar, hydro, and wind. Specifically, solar. What is solar? Solar energy is energy that we harness from the sun. The first uses of solar energy were from astronomy, where astronomers used it to power up satellites. Until further, it was recommended to be used for commercial and domestic use. At the moment, the installed capacity of solar energy is about 512 gigawatts, and that's according to the records of 2018. 512 gigawatts. To put that in perspective, 1 gigawatt of energy can be able to power up 190,000 homes. So if you do the maths, 190,000 homes for 1 gigawatt I think we can come up with a number for 512 gigawatts. Solar energy can be divided into two forms. It's the solar thermal and the solar PV. For solar thermal energy, heat from the sun is collected, then used to turn turbines that are used to produce electricity. This type of solar electricity is mostly common in areas that have got a very high solar irradiance, like deserts, very hot places. Currently, the biggest solar thermal plant is in California. It's about 370 megawatts. For solar PV, direct exposure of photovoltaic cells to the sun will produce electricity instantly. This type of solar power is a little bit more popular and widely used than the solar thermal. Currently, the biggest solar power plant is in China, and the capacity is 850 megawatts. Solar PV is either connected as standalone, whereby one house is connected to one solar PV plant, or connected to a grid, can either be national grid or continental grid. PV can be used with other sources of energy together, like generators, and this type of combination is referred to as hybrid. For wind energy, large turbines are turned around by the wind in a 360-degree format. This type of rotation turns the generators, which later produces electricity. Wind energy is very popular in areas with very high wind speeds. The recommended amount of speed for wind required for wind energy is about 6 meters per second. Wind turbines can be as high as 200 meters, with blades having a radius of about 50 meters plus. Wind turbines can be placed onshore or offshore. Currently, the installed capacity of wind energy is 546 gigawatts worldwide. The biggest wind farm so far is in China, and it has a capacity of 20 gigawatts. Hydro is also another very interesting and popular form of energy. With hydropower, water running at very high speeds and high pressures rotates turbines, which produce electricity eventually. The total amount of energy that can be obtained from a hydropower plant or a waterfall is determined by either the height of the waterfall, the speed at which the water is running, and the water head pressure of the water. Currently, the biggest hydropower plant in the world is in China as well. It has a capacity of about 22 gigawatts. We cannot talk about energy and forget to talk about biomass. Biomass is energy that can be obtained directly from plant material, plant residue, as well as animal waste. Biomass can be addressed in two different forms: biofuels, biogas. Biofuels are fuels that we use to supplement our petrol and diesel. Biofuels can be obtained either from plants directly, like the Jatropha plant. Other examples of biofuels include ethanol. Ethanol is obtained from either sugar canes or corn. Another example is biodiesel from either animal fat or vegetable fat. Biogas is also another type of biomass. Now, biogas is good from animal residue stored at specific depths and a specific period of time to produce a gas. Now, this gas can either be used for cooking or for other domestic purposes. Finally, biomass is a very popular type of energy within areas that have got farming activity. Geothermal is another form of energy. This type of energy is obtained from heat in the ground, similar to the heat in the hot springs. This heat and steam produces a pressure or a force that produces electricity through turbines. This type of energy is not really popular simply because energy investors are worried about the drilling expenses as well as the inadequate availability of technology for this type of energy. I will now talk about the other sources of renewable energy that have got great potential. I'll start with wave energy. Wave energy is energy that is obtained from ocean waves, sea waves. The pressure by which these waves hit the seashores or the ocean shores is used to create electricity by turning turbines that eventually produce electricity. The other form is tidal energy. Just like wave, tidal energy is obtained from the tides within the oceans and the seas. These strong tides produce a force that can also be harnessed within the sea or the oceans. Peat is another form of renewable energy. Well, sometimes it's considered to be renewable. Now, peat is obtained from peat, just like you hear it. But what is peat? Peat is a decomposed moss. This decomposed moss has the potential to produce energy in different forms, either through gas or by heating it. Notice that apart from solar PV, biogas, and biomass, all these other renewable energy sources require a certain form of natural force that's required to turn the turbines that later produce electricity. Unlike fossil fuels, renewable energy has proved to be advantageous. One of the most popular advantages of renewable energy is provides clean energy, which is environmentally friendly. In order to promote the use of renewable energy, different governments have come up with different policies. Now, these policies are meant to promote the use of renewable energies. In this section, I'll be looking at some of the policies and how these policies are enabled to promote the use of renewable energy. One of the policies is tax incentives. Now, governments give tax incentives to all products or all imports that are related to renewable energy. This enables the investors, the renewable energy investors, to buy as much as they want at probably little tax or no tax. Then the government also offers tax holidays, whereby at a certain period of time, they will be paying no tax on either the products they buy or the products they produce. The second policy is offering financial support in form of either loans, grants, etc. These loans will help investors also to be able to invest in renewable energy activities. Technology is a very significant factor for innovation. As technology improves, this opens doors to wide possibilities in design and thinking. Not very long ago, we were told that the universe has got only 9 planets that are orbiting our galaxy. But as technology improved, we got to know that there are actually so many planets and there are so many galaxies, more than just one that we thought there is. Technology and innovation go hand in hand because technology is the fuel that runs the vehicle of innovation. Without technology, we as human beings are as good as nothing. We can only go as far. The dynamics of advancement in technology, culture, and society strongly depend on innovation and design thinking. Design thinking and innovation is used to solve current issues in our lives by coming up with solutions in form of ideas, methodologies, and devices that are used to improve our daily lives. Innovation does not only solve current issues, but plays a very crucial role, a very vital role in shaping our future. What might happen in the future has got a very clear linkage with the current innovation practices. We realize that so many of the current ideas, methodologies that are in incubation at this point will be determining factors of what the future will be. A similar trend is seen with how we live our lives presently. Is very much so connected to the past innovations and how these past innovations enhance the calibration of other sectors like education, politics, business, and so on. In conclusion, it is safe to say that technology and energy support our innovation, and we ought to conserve the energy around us by using energy forms that are safer and cleaner to the environment. In this short 15 minutes video, I have talked about technology and how it relates to energy. I have mentioned the advantages of renewable energy and disadvantages of fossil fuels, the types of renewable energy and current installed capacity of these renewable energies, the energy policies related to these forms of energy and their implementations. I also mentioned the different ways we can conserve the energy around us. At the end, I talked about the relevance of technology for innovation and advantages innovation brings to cultural, societal, and technological advancements. with that, I'd like to say thank you for this opportunity, and I hope this talk will be very crucial to some of us, and I wish you all the best.